Well, good morning, E-Town. It's a great day to be a Wildcat. Hard to believe, but we are already here on Friday, October 16th to the end of the first quarter of this 2020-2021 school year. Yes, first quarter is ending today. I'm joined by Dr. Campbell, the principal of ETHS. I'm Eric Witherspoon, the superintendent. And Marcus, good morning. And just thoughts and reflections, it's starting to feel more like fall outside. We've completed the first quarter. What have your observations been up to this point of the school year?
Wow. Well, good morning, Eric. Good morning, everyone. My observations is steady as we go. We have, been making sure that we are continuing to offer the best education possible given the circumstances. And to echo what was said in the board meeting on Monday night, we appreciate the support and the patience of the Evanston community during this pandemic. So that's who I am today. I appreciate those comments and the support of Evanston as we navigate such a very difficult and a tough time.
Well, I know that we shared a Monday night's board meeting, the beginning of this week, a very thorough update about where we are on our e-learning and what we anticipate for the rest of this semester at least. And I also know that we yesterday sent out information to everybody about what we discussed, that update at the board meeting. So folks, you should be getting more information. You should have received, I don't expect everybody to watch the board meeting on a regular basis, but I will say that board meetings are available on our website. They're recorded and they are available on demand. So if you have an interest in hearing that presentation, go to our website, the on-demand school board meeting for this week, and you can actually fast forward to the part where the presentation about the update begins. You wouldn't have to necessarily watch the whole meeting, even though I'm sure that you would just be completely captivated by it, but then again, maybe not. So anyway, that's available. Just a couple of things at this point, and I'll return to this as we go on, because I think being the end of the quarter, giving that update as we did earlier this week, sending you information yesterday, updating our website, so our reopening plan and everything is updated on there, as well as the PowerPoint for the board from the board meeting on this past Monday night. I think that it's really good for us to maybe use our time here to just kind of highlight some of the things that I think we all need to be reminded of. One thing, if you're a regular watcher of eTown Live, or if you've been following the information we've been putting out, we are anticipating and we are committed now to staying on remote learning for the remainder of the semester. We're halfway through. We're going to get very rapidly into the holiday season, and then next thing you know, it'll be the end of the semester. So that is our commitment, and we are going to continue to really work hard on our e-learning to make sure that it is absolutely of the highest quality that we can produce. And I want to repeat something that I've said more than once. E-learning, as you know, I don't have to tell anybody this, is definitely not the same as in-person learning. But that doesn't mean it has to be or that it is substandard. We are really providing a quality product. We're looking to improve it constantly. And what's most important is we want our students to continue their learning in a highly safe environment. In terms of what comes next, because if we can return to any in-person, it would be a hybrid model. We'll talk a little bit more about that yet this morning, but I do want you to know, to give everybody enough chance to plan in advance. If there's going to be a change at any point, if there's going to be any possibility of a hybrid model, we would give you 30 days notice so that you wouldn't be surprised and you could be making the plans that you would need to make that transition. But right now, we're in e-learning, and for the most part, it's going very, very well. Marcus.
Thank you, Eric. It is important to mention that we are constantly reflecting and trying to gather feedback and assessing where we are with e-learning. And feedback is important in this process. So we will soon be sending out a survey to various stakeholders, students, guardians, and staff, so that we can continue to build on the successes that we've had so far with making adjustments. And if something needs to be improved or if something needs to be developed, we're committed to doing that. As Eric mentioned, we are committed to our e-learning model for the semester. This really helps support continuity and predictability for our students. It would be very difficult to come to do a hybrid, have infections or whatever's happening in our area, have to close down again for an indefinite period of time, then open back up. So right now, remote learning is the best way to predict and to have the continuity of instruction that we want and that we desire. Flipping back and forth between remote learning and in-person does not serve our students and staff very well at all. We will use the survey results to help strengthen our e-learning program. And as we mentioned at the board meeting earlier this week, ETHS provides a full continuum of services for all levels of needs. And we have many of our supports, both academic and social emotional, during our remote learning program. Our Associate Principal for Student Services, Taya Kinsey, went through a robust list of resources and special events that are available. Please check these out and take advantage of what we have to offer.
And one thing that you really might want to take advantage of is Wildcat Academy. And especially freshmen, since this would be a new concept to you, we do offer on a periodic but regular basis Wildcat Academies. The last one was held this past Saturday. And so be checking it out. We push out information reminding people when the next one is. The information is available on our website. But for all of our students who have experienced it in the past, don't forget that's there to help provide you with additional support with your classes. And to our freshmen who maybe haven't tried it out yet, be on the lookout for it. It's just a great signature piece of ETHS. It's offered on Saturday mornings, and you might think, oh, who's going to go to school on Saturday morning? In fact, when it's in person, we have hundreds upon hundreds of students come to Wildcat Academy. And I think if you experience it even virtually, you'll understand why. We do continue to do all the things that we would do in real school. We have been taking school photos, but as some of you who were scheduled to come in this past Monday know, we got rained out. Don't worry, we're flexible. We're going to problem solve everything, and we will definitely have that picture day for those who still needed to get their pictures taken, rescheduled and offered for you. But again, that's an example of we're doing it outdoors, and we're figuring out how to make it as safe as we possibly can. This has been Spirit Week, and today is Find Your Spirit Day, or AKA wear your orange and blue. I noticed, Dr. Campbell, you have your Wildcat gear on there. I'm wearing, I have so many ties with, I don't know how that's coming through on the video, but it really is orange and blue. I have so many ties as well as all my spirit wear that I don't think I'd ever run out of orange and blue. Freshmen, if you've not had a chance to get spirit wear, hang in there. We will someday be back to ETHS. You will spend the majority of your high school experience at ETHS, and there are going to be tons of opportunities to get the orange and blue. But right now, I'll remind you, we did send home masks for everybody that are clearly branded Wildcat, and I would just encourage you that whenever you're out and about, put on the orange and blue. You have a lot to be proud of as Wildcats.
Thanks, Eric. And, you know, I just got to say, you look great with that background.
Yeah, a little bit of a wild kid.
I think the wild kid plays much better than this pumpkin, and I wanted to show off. So, nice job.
Hey, but combined, we've got the seasonal as well as the ETHS and the orange.
That's right. Kind of got that Tom Brokaw thing going on. So thanks for all of those reminders, Eric. We definitely have not slowed down since the beginning of the school year. Virtual events continue to be added to the calendar. There are fall play productions, Wild Kid Futures series events, career pathway sessions. There are family talk presentations and more fan events. We also had our first Student of the Month event of the year. We had over 100 people show up for that last week. Please check out our website and our web news to continue to connect with us. It means so much to us and our students. Another important update that we shared this week is that the U.S. Department of Education, not education, that's what I'm used to saying, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced that meal waiver deadlines have been extended through June 2021. ETHS will be able to offer free meals to students through the end of the 2020-2021 school year. A few distribution sites are listed on our website. It's rare that we get to talk about the USDA, but yeah, the USDA extended this waiver deadline, so we're able to offer free meals to kids.
Well, I just want to point out that we did share the kind of metrics that we are monitoring for when we might be able to provide any level of in-person instruction. But one that is key that I just thought I'd lift up today because I have the latest published information is the Harvard Global Health Institute has recommended that there be no more than a 3% positivity rate to be safe to reconvene in a setting like a school. 3% positivity rate. We are in what the governor has designated as Region 10 in the state, which public health officials feel gives an important understanding of what's going on in that dynamic. And in Region 10, while Harvard Global Health Institute says no more than 3%, we are currently at a 7-day rolling average of 5.9% positivity rate. Clearly, it's not good, but more importantly, it's going the wrong direction. We have now had 6 days in a row of positivity increasing in COVID. We've had 6 days in Region 10 of hospital admissions increasing. And while the rolling average for the state of Illinois is about 4.4% today, the most recent data that they publish about all the regions, but Region 10 is dated the 11th of October. There's always about a 3 or 4 day lag before they get all the data gathered from all the hospitals and all the public health officials or whatever. But while our rolling average is 5.9% and going up on the 11th, the last day reported, it was 7.4% in Region 10. And I say that for 2 reasons. One, it's simply not safe, but not just in terms of school. Everybody, remind our young people, we are in a region where the COVID positivity is going up and going up steadily. And 7.4% is not considered to be good. So I just urge you to keep that in mind, and all of our young people, don't take for granted that we're coming out of COVID. Every indicator from Europe to across the United States says it's just the opposite. We are into probably a second wave now, if they decide to call it that, but we are definitely into a resurgence. One thing I do want to point out quickly, even if we can get any in-person going, until this COVID pandemic is over, the best we would be able to do is what we call a hybrid model, where some students would come in and everybody else would stay out. And the best model we can do, following all the guidelines with social distancing and numbers of people in one space and all of that, The best we could possibly do is bring in 25% of our students at a time. Because of our model, and it's very similar to other places, we didn't try to make a model that doesn't work. Because of our model that we can make work at all, our students would only, that 25% would only be able to come in 2 days a week, every other week, or 4 days, basically 4 days a month that they would be able to come in. The rest of the time, other students would be in here, but the students who are not in here would remain on remote learning. And the ones in here would have to be spaced 6 feet apart in all directions. They would sit in desks with nobody nearby them. They would be required, and by the way, these are the requirements from the State Board of Education. We didn't make this up. They would be required to face forward at all times. They would have to wear masks 100% of the time, except when eating lunch. Lunch would be in a variety of spaces because we can only get 50 people in a space, and we must keep them all 6 feet apart, ahead of them, behind them, and to every side of them. So there would be no socialization at lunch. You would sit basically at a student desk with nobody closer than 6 feet, and you would be able to eat. And then when you left, we would need to sanitize that area, of course. So the other thing is there'd be no socializing in the school. You'd be assigned directions how to get to each class. You would file in 6 feet apart. You would have to sit in the same desk at all times. You'd have instructions how you move to another class the same way. There would be no lingering in the hallways whatsoever. All the furniture in the lobbies and that has been removed. And when the school day ends, you would have to file out 6 feet apart wearing masks. It doesn't sound like a very pretty picture to me, but I'm not trying to paint a bleak picture. I want you to understand that this idea of hybrid is not necessarily the best educational environment, but it's the best we could do if we ever even thought it were safe to get below the 3% and to bring people back on what's called a hybrid model. So students, don't think you're missing out on coming to meet all your friends and hug everybody and have social events until we get through this pandemic. This is just the reality. But we're wild kids, and we can make it work. Marcus, you have some closing words?
Yes, sir. And thank you for the very sobering reminders about the challenges that we face. Believe it or not, we are well into planning for the next school year. 8th grade families are in the process of registering their students for the next school year, and we are making parent plans for materials distribution and for the course selection process for next semester. So we'll be sure to keep these families informed of the steps ahead. And remember, there is no school on Tuesday, November 3rd. And all of you who are eligible to vote, please go out and make sure you vote. I know there are a lot of our students who are going to be working those poll stations, so congrats to all of you. And have a good weekend. See you on Friday, November 6th for the next E-Town Live. Have a restful weekend. Go kids.
Go kids.